Ontario reported a record 732 new cases of COVID-19 today, along with a ballooning backlog of tests as it grapples with the second wave of the virus. It was the second time this week that the province hit a new high in the daily caseload, with 700 cases reported on Monday. The majority of new cases are being reported in the Greater Toronto region and Ottawa, with more than half of new infections in people under the age of 40. 2 new deaths related to the virus were reported, and the government said 74 additional deaths from the spring and summer were being added to the province's numbers after a data review at Toronto Public Health. It also reported 37 new COVID-19 cases related to schools, including at least 30 among students. Those bring the number of schools with a reported case to 318 out of Ontario's 4,828 publicly funded schools. In total, 167 people are hospitalized in Ontario due to COVID-19, including 38 in intensive care. The federal government is adding $600 million to a fund to help small and medium-sized businesses weather the COVID-19 pandemic. The measure, announced today by Economic Development Minister Melanie Joly, brings total support through the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund to more than $1.5 billion. Of the new money, almost $456 million will go to small and medium-sized operations facing financial pressure to help them keep employees and cover costs. Another $144 million will provide rural businesses and communities with access to capital and technical support. Santa Claus is moving to prime time in Toronto. The city's annual Santa Claus Parade will go broadcast only this year, with a 2-hour show set for the evening of Saturday, December 5th. It's the first time there will be no in-person attendance in the 116-year history of the event, which typically has crowds of thousands lining the downtown parade route. Toronto has also announced the cancellation of the city's popular Christmas market, as well as its annual downtown New Year's Eve bash. The Michigan Department of Transportation is looking to hire more than 100 workers. To that end, the department is teaming up with the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity to host a virtual job fair. Job seekers will be given a chance to engage with staff, ask questions, and learn about current and future career opportunities. The Transportation Department is looking for limited-term winter maintenance workers in all regions of the state. The minimum requirement for those jobs is a valid Class B commercial driver's license. Other positions include electricians, internships, transportation engineers, full-time maintenance workers, planners, technicians, and other skilled trades. You can go to our website, siouxonline.com, for information on how to register. The career fair runs Tuesday, October 6th. And we'll take a look at your weather forecast coming up right after this.
At the Canadian Cancer Society, we will never stop supporting those affected by breast cancer through research, our helpline, and being there when you need us. Join us and never stop running.
In a stunning announcement sure to plunge the U.S. deeper into uncertainty ahead of the November election, President Donald Trump says he and First Lady Melania have tested positive for COVID-19. Trump, who has spent much of the year downplaying the threat of a virus that has killed more than 200,000 Americans, said he and Melania were quarantining. The White House physician, meantime, says the president is expected to continue carrying out his duties without interruption while recovering. Still, Trump's diagnosis was sure to have a destabilizing effect in Washington, raising questions about just how far the virus had spread through the highest levels of the U.S. federal government. Sault Ste. Marie police have laid weapons charges against a man in connection with an incident at Terry Fox Place. Police say the accused entered a residence in the 0 to 100 block on September 24th and allegedly threatened the victim with a chisel and then struck the victim in the face several times. The suspect fled the area before officers arrived, but they were able to determine the accused and the victim were known to each other. Police eventually located the accused this Wednesday and arrested him. 20-year-old Calvin Harper is charged with assault with a weapon, unlawfully in a dwelling, and breach of probation. A citizens group working to end the emergency powers held by Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is now the subject of a criminal investigation. Unlock Michigan is facing allegations that it improperly gathered 500,000 signatures on a petition to repeal the Emergency Powers of the Governor Act. The state's attorney general is looking into the group's methods after her office received complaints that signatures were given under false pretenses. Charges have yet to be filed, and details of the investigation into Unlock Michigan's activities will be released at a later date. Foreign Affairs Minister François-Philippe Champagne says he's willing to halt military export permits to NATO ally Turkey if an investigation determines that Canadian technology is leading to human rights abuses. Champagne made the pledge as Turkey faces allegations that it's involved in this week's renewed fighting between Armenia and Azerbaijan. He was responding to calls from arms control watchdogs, Armenian Canadians, as well as the New Democrats to suspend the export of a targeting sensor, which is made by a company in Burlington that is allegedly being used in Turkish attack drones. The Chippewa County Health Department has one new confirmed case of COVID-19. This brings the total number of confirmed and probable cases to 83. However, the department is also reporting 2 new recovered cases, bringing that total to 68, leaving 15 cases active. Starting October 9th, the Michigan High School Athletic Association will allow member schools to boost attendance numbers at sporting events. This comes after Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed an executive order allowing for bigger indoor and outdoor gatherings. Previously, crowds were capped at 2 fans per player. Now, crowd sizes will be determined by the size of the venue. Indoor venues in regions 1 to 5 and 7 will be allowed to hold 20% of capacity, while venues in regions 6 and 8 will be at 25% capacity. Outdoor sports venues in Michigan will be allowed to hold 30% of seating capacity up to 1,000 fans. Keep in mind that social distancing requirements are still in effect. Police north of Toronto have laid 20 new sex charges against a doctor for alleged incidents spanning nearly a decade. York Regional Police initially charged the 49-year-old man from Richmond Hill last month with 7 counts of sexual assault related to 2 alleged female victims. They now say 11 additional alleged victims have since come forward. Police say all allege similar experiences of being sexually assaulted during appointments. One of them was 17 years old at the time. Police say the accused, Wamid Ataya, worked at the Schaumburg Medical Center in King Township from 2008 to 2017. They're asking any other potential victims to come forward. I'm Mike McDonald. We'll have more news coming up after this.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you